Skulduggery by Maria Kyle. The pirates are 13 days out of Port Royal, having drunk themselves liquid and swived themselves black-eyed on the last merchantman's bullion. The dawn, they sight the derelict, the first vessel in doldrum drifting weeks. But the tropic sun's a flaring torch, half quenched in the horizon by the time the siren draws near. The stranger ship's silhouette against the red-gassed sky is still as a gibbeted corpse. The crews, restless and underfed, dogs too long chained. Captain Vittery prays for bounty, leaving first mate Pereira aboard to keep order. He trusts Pereira, a grizzled Portuguese, with his life or death, whichever came uppermost. The boarding party rows over in the jolly boat. 10 feet off, Vittery calls, "Halt!" High on her starboard flank is her faded name, Daydreamer. An odd, whimsical appellation smacking more of a pleasure craft than a three-masted schooner. He's brought Bartolo, the hulking second mate, red-headed Logan, the boatswain, Ashoy, the lascar, and gruff Svensson, his best men by a league. Mickey the cabin boy comes too, for luck, wanted to show the colour of his courage. "Ahoy! Daydreamer!" Vittery calls. "Any aboard!" Hemp, creak and wave wash, otherwise dead quiet. A knotted rope trails down the hull, an open invitation. He thought she'd be a wreck, scoured by salt and storm, sides barnacled, ropes ragged, but her sails are full rigged and her wheel fixed, just as if the navigator had stepped below decks for dinner. "I am Captain Vittery of the buccaneer ship Siren. We're 80 men and 40 cannon, only a slight exaggeration both ways. Hungry and bloody! Do you yield?" Nothing. Svensson's flame blue eyes glitter. Bartolo cracks scarred knuckles. They're keen as wolves to hunt or fight. Time to turn them loose. Vittery grins. "We gave her a fair chance." Instantly, Svensson swarms up the climbing ropes, followed by the rest. Vicky's last, eyes gleaming stark white as he grips his little dagger in his teeth. Boarded. The ship feels empty as a plundered chest. The deck's a wooden desert beneath the womb. Easy pickings, no resistance. But the lads are wary, alert, pistols cocked, cutlasses drawn. He knows what they're thinking. Ghost ship. Clapping a beringed hand to his good eye, the captain squints about blindly with his pearl one. He's that Cornish bilge-rat, Oran Saint, to thank for this loss. Scorning an eye patch, Vittery plucked a vast pearl from the next booty seized and pushed it into his hollow socket. The crew fear the bend of his oyster's eye more than his real one. At night, between hammocks, they whisper. It sees the dead. "What's the matter, lads?" he cries. "Can't see no ghosts." Nervous laughter stutters to silence. Mist rises from black water. The quicker they're off this brig, the better. "Scour it! Bilges the binnacle!" Vittery shouts, striding with forged assurance towards the captain's cabin. Any loot to be had lie there. Behind him, the boarding party scatters. He tosses bunk and drawers, map chests and cabinets. No gold, no script, no pleat, barren as a mermaid's teat. On the mahogany desk lie compasses, map, dial, astrolabe. Then his practiced pirate's eye spies a hidden drawer. Within, the ship's log. The last entry's 2 days back, but the handwriting's crabbed and blotched in an unfamiliar language. A foreign ship? Known, of course. Yet till lately, she'd at least one aboard. The vessel's undamaged, no boats missing. But if she's still crewed, why let her drift? Only the numbers are readable, dates and quantities. He finds an inventory, perhaps 20 of something, 34 of something else. Below, 9's crossed out, only 8 remain of what? And the last item, whatever it is, but one, red circled. His good eye aches. Closing its sparks pop against velvet black in his left blind socket. He grins. His pearl eye don't see ghosts, it sees fireworks. Tugging open the secret drawer to return the log, Vittery stops dead as Davy Jones, staring at the drawer bottom as if at a ghost indeed. A crudely drawn compass star, crossed by bones pointing the ordinal directions northwest, southeast, northeast, southwest. Captain Saint's sigil. Saints been here. And Vittery grudgingly admits there never was a ship the vain, glorious swab boarded that he didn't take. So where's he now? Outside the decks clear, the men must have gone below. Vittery's lamp lurches, flinging unsteady light as he clambers down. Mickey and Bartolo loom swarthy shadows against charcoal dark. Found anything? Aye! Bartolo flashes gold incisors, nodding at an alcove. It's a shelved surgeon's nook, jumbled with bottles. Vittery uncorks one with his teeth, swigs, then spits. Laudanum! Pints of it, daydreamer indeed. Yet this is no hospital ship. Vittery's spine prickles and his socket aches. If there's one thing he loathes more than Saint, it's a mystery. Logan sings out from the galley kitchen, "No more than a handful of biscuit here!" The captain curses. Sirens Russians are running short. They'd be nearing Ivory Coast by now, if it weren't for these god-blasted doldrums. Not in the mess! Lashings of rum! The boatswain appears, grinning, brandishing a cape. 34 of these. 34. Second item in the illegible log. Mickey! Barks Vittery. Haul him up above! As Mickey springs to the task, Vittery looks around. Where's Svensson? Gun deck! Grunts Bartolo. Ashoy! Searching the berths! He points up. Ashoy! Roars the captain. The Lascar pants out of the leaping lamp shadows. Captain! No steady booty! Ashoy leads him among the hammocks. A silent forest of limply swaying canvas. A loose pearl rolls about the rough boards. He spies another. Then a glinting doubloon, then more. Treasure is scattered heedlessly about, as if dropped by children summoned from a game. A bangle swings from a hook twixt hammocks, a gold chain strung like a warning rope. Vittery snatches it, a necklace, same as any other. Then why does this discarded treasure chill him so? Descending to the gun deck, Vittery's lantern gleams on a double row of enormous cannon, far too big for this middling ship. Ahoy! Svensson! No reply, but the Swede's a bulldog, bellicose and bold, to take 2 ordinary men to put him down. Where's the gunpowder? Asks the mate. Svensson said stack it on deck, Ashoy volunteers. Vittery frowns. How many kegs? A score. 20 was in the logbook too. 20 powder kegs. Nothing for this arsenal. And where's the cannonball? The captain surveys the mighty guns, broad as tree trunks, gape-mouthed, heavy and hollow as a sinner's soul. What's queerer, they're turned inward instead of out the cannon ports of the enemy. These ports are too small, says Logan, wonderingly, examining them. The cannon had never fit through. Vittery's blood runs shark cold. His pirate instinct shrieks that they should scarper like rats down a line, but he never yet left a ship empty-handed. He needs something to throw these muttering curs aboard the Siren. Some prize, or plunder, or prisoners at least. There's someone on this tub, he growls, and we'll find them. But the gun deck's bare as a gull's rock, nowhere to hide. Then Bartolo, inspired, seizes a stoking rod and plunges it into the nearest cannon, and instead of clanging iron, a soft thump. Christus! Mutters the second mate, disbelieving. What's here? He shoves till the stoking rod will go no farther, then tries to pull it out. The rod won't budge. It's stuck, says Ashoy. His sword's unsheathed, his brow moist, even in the gun deck's dank chill. Stuck my pickled arse, snaps Bartolo. Someone's got hold of it. Fetch a light. Mickey, Running down from shifting the rum kegs shines his lantern high, shadows yawning. Logan's pistols cocked and aiming at the yawning cannon muzzle as Bartolo struggles to yank out the rod. Whatever has hold of the other end is, unbelievably, as bare strong as he. Suddenly, the rod's released, flying out so hard it embeds in the low ceiling. Bartolo's triumphant cry chokes as he's dragged headfirst into the cannon, half off the ground, his wide shoulders wedged in its black mouth, gurgling screams muffled by his own body. They leap, hauling at their shipmate like an anchor in a gale as he thrashes. A speared fish shrieks, stripping their eardrums. Suddenly he's out, hitting the deck, candle white and limp blood spewing from a deep gash in his throat. And then what the captain had thought shadows of the shifting lantern light begin crawling from the other cannon mouths, horribly elongated, ocean black, yet still somehow shaped like men. Nightmare men, thin and vulpine, moving more like animals than anything with a soul. Rat like they swarm, squabbling to raven Bartolo's still steaming blood. So that's why Svensson didn't answer. As the things rise, sated, Vittery sees their hair is weed, their eyes black pearls. They are not ghosts, as their garish red mouths attest, but they are surely dead. They must sail by night and sleep in the cannons by day, their leaden berths keeping out sun rays better even than a coffin. Hence her name, Daydreamer. By daytime, she's a drifting derelict, a floating trap to lure unwary rescuers or plunderers to feed her ghastly crew. That's how the creatures sustain themselves at sea. That's why there's no food aboard. Vittery recalls the log entry. 9 scored out, leaving 8. 8 figures surround them, so 1 was lately lost, meaning someone fought back, took one of the devils down. Hope rises bitter in the captain's throat. The last number and the log, 1, circled red. Herded to the brig, he smells for the first time the human stench of sweat and piss, and finally understands what there's only one left of, and what all that laudanum's for. Like sacks of hard pack or barrels of salt pork, he and his men are fresh stores for the long voyage. He struggles violently as they drag open the brig door, screaming to his crew to fight, and then he sees who lies in that stinking prison. Shrunken and bloodless Captain's coat, more rag than cloth, beard to his chest, still his rival's sea-green eyes glitter bright. "Vittery!" croaks the withered prisoner. "They got you too! Christ alive!" "Saint," whispers the captain as the iron-barred door clangs. "Feast your eyes," Saint says wearily. "Been drifting weeks in these damned doldrums, living off me. Food's gone, but they're liberal with the laudanum. Eases the process." He coughs, spits thin blood. He's studded with unhealed puncture wounds. Arms, necks, ankles, wrists. "I offered treasure for my freedom, all I had. They played with it like children, then tossed me in here. What's gold to them? Their only currency is blood." The creatures gorge then, but sparingly, leaving Vittery's men kitten weak but alive. Still hungry, they drag the captain on deck, pointing across the midnight water at the siren. Shanties lilt from her soft, glowing portholes, almost close enough to touch. He understands. Bring them over, and he'll go free. A Jack Tar's blood is good as a captain's to them, the only currency they know. The siren holds 70 fit, strong men, caged and drugged. They'll feed the Daydreamer's crew a year more. Meanwhile, she'll sail under darkness and trap another ship when Vittery's men die, grow ever stronger. A blood bargain. He nods. 4 of the things flank him, 4 more behind. Vittery's been in tight holes before and wriggled out, but this time there's no escape, not for any living man aboard. It's the only thing to do. Ahoy! He bellows through captans. Pereira! There's a stir aboard. Watchmen run to the bow, straining their eyes against silvery dark. When Vittery first sees the first mate's figure, for the first time since boyhood, the captain prays. Just above the waterline, Siren's 16 port cannon watch him like a row of black eyes. Pereira! He yells again before fear chokes his throat. Stoke the cannon and fire on this ship! The Daydreamer's deck is stacked with rum and powder. Even one direct hit will blast them all to hell. But Pereira's stone still. Don't rot, you man! Move! Roars the captain. I said blow us out of the water! Savagely, Vittery rejoices as the first salvo thunders. The ship staggers, the forecastle crumples and bursts into flame. And with his pearl eye and his living one, he watches the fireworks.